Hello again and welcome to another edition of Southern Country. Hi, I'm Herb Southern and welcome to the show, my friends. I'm very lucky to have a singer, a songwriter, an actress, a model, musician, civic-minded, a wife, a mom, and as you can see, this lady's easy on the eyes. Julie Ingram, long shot recording artist. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. That was
Good to
very
have you on
kind.
the show.
Great.
So far, we're doing okay?
We're doing just fine.
There you go. Did I leave anything out?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll let you know though.
Okay. Let's talk about what you have on the front burner now, the CD called You.
Yes.
Where'd you get the name You from?
Because it's the most common used name in the dictionary.
Is it?
Yes. I researched it. It was really difficult to come up with that.
Wow, that's an interesting way to put it. I never had anybody use the common word.
It's one of the singles that's on the song as well. I mean, on the CD as well. And it's absolutely gorgeous.
Okay. All 12 cuts were written by you?
Yes. Yes. I only record my own music.
Okay. Let's talk about some of those cuts on here.
Yeah.
You, of course. What's that song all about?
Well, it's kind of a cross between a religious and a reality. It can be kind of like a love song along with it's kind of like you're singing to God, okay, to be honest. I mean, it's just very natural.
How
it's
about
walking out in the universe and inhaling the air and everything is you.
Interesting.
Okay.
110%.
110%. That is giving 110%.
Well, I just want to make mention, too, the theme throughout this whole album is patriotism.
Uh-huh.
Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
Honoring their service, men and women who have served in the country, past and present. Why did you pick a patriotic, the whole CD go patriotic? Why?
Because I did this after 9/11.
Okay.
And I literally went through my catalog of songs and selected each one. And it's kind of like, it's the service guy out there that he is the you. If you follow like messages from a war, I refer to him as someone, but yet it's you. Does that make sense?
No.
That's how I kind of tied it all together. If you listen to them in order like that, that's how it just kind of goes.
The way it worked down. Now, I was just going to ask, that was another question to come up later.
Yeah.
How did you pick the order of the songs that you put onto this CD?
I go back and forth, and then it really doesn't matter after you get it all down because I'm so close to the situation.
Right.
It's you can drive yourself crazy. You can move them around, and it's amazing that when the songs are really all fitting with each other that it doesn't matter what order.
Wow.
It truly doesn't. Okay.
Well, let's talk about your Be Proud of Your Flag. Talk about that video. That's the video we're going to show here.
Yeah.
Where was it taped? How long did it take you to do it? Who's in it? And who picked the location? And blah, 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 blah.
Okay. How about first can I tell you where I wrote it at?
Oh, yeah.
If that matters. But
No,
to me it does because I was
write?
in Essen, Germany. And it's just, I write a lot in Germany. I love the influence of Beethoven. I always joke and I say Beethoven really wanted to be a country Western performer, but they would never let him. And it just seems to just come out of me naturally over there more than any other place.
Yeah.
So, and I wrote that one just like,
How long?
bam, probably 15 minutes.
Get out.
Nope, not joking.
Roll right out of the pen.
Just
one of these long shot pens?
I use not one of these long shot pens, just a regular pen. I use yellow paper.
Okay,
Actually, I write on anything, whatever's near me, and I can pick this up and start writing on it, okay? Or if I have to use my hand, that's how I do it. So, but then we did the video on the Battleship Texas, which is down in Houston, and how long did it take us? 2 days of filming. And we went between Lake Texoma, which is up in the border between Oklahoma and Texas, which displayed kind of like the fun part of
boat ski-doos and water skis.
Yes, exactly.
I saw that in the video.
Yeah, and then we flew down to Houston and shot the next day down there. And it was actually on Labor Day weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
That Battleship Texas got some history behind it.
Yes.
The Mexican Revolution, World War I and World War II.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an old boat.
I know.
An old boat.
Yeah. I wish I could elaborate, but I don't have the brochure in front of me.
Who's in that video? Anybody in your family or anybody? Or just...
Actually, my cousin, he's the same age as me. He lives in Houston, so he was very convenient to have as one of the sailors. And there are 2 Hispanic people that their parents have worked for us for the last 20 years. and the rest are my kids, and all of what I call my Texoma guys. That
Okay.
I entertain them just about every weekend on our boat up there.
Who picked the location? All the locations you did? You were involved
Between the producer George Terrell and I,
Okay.
yes.
All right, Julie, let's talk about another one of your CDs in this 5-pack here. It's called Endurance. What's in between Endurance? Other than well, actually, you is patriotism.
Yes.
Patriotic. Now, tell me about some of the songs on here, because I listened to this whole thing in a truck, and you have a pretty good CD there, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And probably that's the one I'm most proud of, that I put the most effort into, is just as, because it's endurance. I mean, it's kind of like what the word says.
Right.
I mean, I was exhausted. You've been in the music business for so long, and you just keep trudging along, and it was kind of like the song that kept me going.
There you go.
Because you can't last much longer. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, and the reason I also wrote Endurance was because I was on the Science Place board in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
It's the TI Founders IMAX Theater.
Okay.
And we had a Shackleton Gala, which I was chairman of.
Okay.
And I read the book about Shackleton. I don't know if you're familiar with it. And then they had the big IMAX film. And that was a song that, oh gosh, do I say this on air? Okay, my husband, is he ever going to see this?
Only if we send you a copy to show.
I went, I know, but this is so true, okay? Because my kids, they laugh about it. They go, how many other times, Mom, did you say you were at the Science Place and you were really someplace else? Because I lied,
Yeah.
okay? Now, I generally don't lie, but
No,
I had
makes
to.
two of us.
I had to record Endurance. It was a Sunday afternoon. I called up all the guys because I had to get it out of me right then. And I told everybody I was going to Science Place. Went to the studio, and we used Charlie Pride's studio that afternoon because we couldn't get the normal studio to open up. And it was one of those songs that just, when it clicked, I mean, it was just bam. Okay.
Is there a common thread between these 12 songs? Or they just,
those were just kind of,
put
kind of
together.
they were kind of my favorite ones.
I like Yesterday's
Okay.
Manana.
I love that
That's
one too.
a good song.
I love that one.
Yeah, I heard that
so,
one. That was a good song.
Yeah.
And here comes, Harlan's song was good.
Yeah.
That was a good song.
Yeah. Yeah, that was originally, that was kind of, I twisted the lyrics around.
Okay.
That's No Smoking Allowed.
Okay.
Off the other one.
I'm a Natural is a good
and,
song.
Yeah,
That
that's
was a
one of
good
my
song.
favorites too.
Let's talk about Long Shot Girl, because you have
Yeah.
a sort of a nickname, Long Shot Girl. I presume not only from this, but you're quite handy with the,
With a shotgun.
there you go.
Yeah.
Where'd you pick
Yeah.
up that trait from?
My husband taught me.
Is there a reason behind your husband teaching you?
No, to defend
just-
myself,
oh,
no.
defend yourself, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He's just hunted his whole entire
Okay,
life,
all right,
and I'm
okay.
from a family of all girls, and we didn't ever do that type of thing.
Okay.
We actually weren't allowed to touch a gun, and once I got married, I mean, he trained me, and I started going hunting with all the guys.
Get out. No kidding.
Well,
What
I
was the
love
fir-
it.
What was the first thing you shot? Did you shoot?
Oh, gosh, what was? Besides the tin can?
Yeah, the tin can. Yeah, red bottles of tin cans. I forgot
To be
to
honest,
practice.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
We like to bird hunt.
Do you?
Yeah,
Wow.
and deer hunting's not too great with me. It's just too big.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
know,
much
yeah.
of a challenge.
Right, yeah.
And,
You want a smaller target.
Yeah.
Like a
yeah.
shot glass?
Yeah.
There you go.
That would be good. That's a
That'd be
great
good.
idea.
There you go.
But I want to elaborate on that, just one more deal on
Okay.
that, because the reason I got Long Shot Girl, we were hunting with my father in Kansas.
Okay.
And it was Christmas. And I don't know if you've ever been Christmas in Kansas,
No.
and it's colder than all get out. And the wind was blowing 50, 60 would be a tornado, so it wasn't quite a
Okay.
tornado. And we were headed back from the hunting lodge, and it was the first time I'd ever hunted with my dad. And my husband wanted to show him what a good shot I was and all this. And we were riding back, and I'm laying down in the back of the pickup truck, and my dad said, well, I guess I'm just a long shot guy. And that was where the song
Wow.
started, when I first came up with Long Shot Guy, Long Shot Girl. So I like to give my dad credit
There you go.
on that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. The music of Long Shot Girl is very natural and very American.
Yes.
True? What makes it, is there a difference from this album to the other albums that we talked about, other than your music?
It's
What's
like
the
what you
difference?
say. I think
Have you
I can
changed
feel
any?
the growth
There you go.
in the development of
Okay.
the music. I don't know how to explain Long Shot Girl, other than I think it's very Shania-y because I
Is it?
think it's,
Okay.
I mean, it's just my style.
Okay.
I think that was
Yeah,
my
cool.
original, which is, I mean, I'm going to sing those tonight because
Yeah.
to me, they're still, it's where I started from. It's my
Okay.
roots.
There
And I
you go.
feel like they're the most country, and I like them.
Nothing wrong with that. Long Shot
I'm
Girl
from
was
the
good.
country, and I like it.
I like that video with the truck in it, you
Yeah.
know. Where was that shot
Yeah.
at? Tell us about a little background behind that.
After, like I say, I stemmed with the idea, we go to East Texas all the time, which is on the highway to Shreveport, Louisiana. And going back and forth, 2 kids in the car, okay? And I just kind of like zoom out, and you're staring at the signs.
Yeah, right.
And I wrote it mostly on that road. And then oh God, it's a funny story. I finished it going to Fort Worth when I met with the director of the ballet.
Okay.
Now, this is the way a crazy songwriter brain works, okay? And I finished the song on the back of a yellow pad, or just literally the back. I had no paper left, okay? And because I'm having lunch with this guy, and he told me he was on the most eligible bachelor's list. And something triggered in my brain. And again, I'm headed back to Dallas.
Right.
Shreveport's in front of me. And that's how it turned into
Wow.
the deal. And we shot it down in East Texas. And
Now,
over
why
in
did you
Louisiana.
pick a truck? You were
Why
in
did I
that
pick
truck.
a truck?
The trailer in there.
Again, I believe that was George Terrell's
Oh, okay.
idea.
All right.
Okay. We, I mean, it matched the song, you know. And he
Okay.
says, you're going to be a truck driver. And
Yeah.
I really hadn't thought of it as playing a character.
Right, yeah.
I mean, because when you think of Long Shot, I wanted to do it.
Yeah, it was something
You
with the
know,
gun.
the hunting deal.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going, well, I could be a golfer, but I'm not a golfer.
Right,
I mean,
long
anything's
shot,
a
yeah.
long shot,
Yeah,
right?
right, yeah.
Okay.
Another album, another CD in here, talks about kids. What's that say? That's what it's all
Kids,
about.
that's what it's all about.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's fun and invigorating for all ages. Now, I want to ask you, what age group do you target when you talk about kids?
I always tell everybody it's for grandpa and grandmas, moms and dads,
Yes.
and the kids.
Okay.
And it goes back to that car trip. When we used to have our kids in the car, when they would play the Chipmunks, we would get so sick of it. And my husband kept saying, you know, is there anything else out there we
Yeah.
can listen to? And so that was the reason I kind of wound it together with the crazy little kid songs, as well as grandpa and grandma.
Why a whole CD for kids? How did you get into that part of it? There's
Because
19 songs here.
Because I've got a lot more to do. Because
You got a lot.
in between the recording of, I guess it was Long Shot Girl, and or I guess it was during that one, I just got bored, and I'd say, okay, guys, stop. We're going to record a kid's song. And they go, huh? They looked at me like I was totally bananas.
And you wrote them
And
all?
I wrote them all.
Get it?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Good.
And again, that goes back to my influence of being around the kids.
Right.
Like I said, I was very involved with the Science Place. It's a museum, a hands-on kids museum, and I was just inspired.
You're talking about the kids. How about Annie and Arnie, the Armadillos? They live in Armadillo Town, USA, don't they?
Yes,
Underground, though.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And they have friends.
Uh-huh.
Talk about the book.
Okay, well, again, it was all from the songs.
Yes, it is.
And the book, I did it because I like the animation. And again, my kids were watching The Simpsons, things like that. So I kept thinking, I want to put this whole thing together. And I have episodes, everything all written out. And it's just kind of on the back burner. It's sitting there waiting because I don't have time in my spare time, as we were talking earlier.
No,
It's
how you do
just
it.
one of those things that I need to go ahead and push it and get it, you know, moving. But each character basically has their own show. I mean, it can go out to, I mean, from The Fish Upon a Cloud, which is a gorgeous song, the ostrich, and the Sammy the skunk. I don't know, you've heard that one. It's
Yeah.
crazy, okay? But I originally did that one with the idea of teaching kids about potty training.
Okay.
Because when I started researching kids' books, they said the #1 seller was the potty training book.
Wow.
And so when you think about a skunk, and
Right,
you know,
right.
I'm not
Exactly.
pointing the finger at any guys around here,
Right.
but you know, when you pass gas, or
Oh, yeah,
I don't
right.
know, are
Oh,
we
yeah.
allowed to say fart? And
Right,
everybody
right.
says
Oh,
it,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm thinking, I mean, it just got so
Yeah,
comical
skunk,
to
yeah,
me.
right.
Okay. And then, like I say, Liz the ladybug. That's a whole nother one. I mean, each one develops into its own
Wow.
deal.
And they all live in
Okay?
Armadillo Town, USA.
They all live in Armadillo Town.
Long Shot Girl Lemonade, what's that?
It's tequila and lemonade.
Okay. All
to
right.
be honest,
There you go.
and preferably Patron,
Okay.
silver Patron.
Okay.
Do you like tequila?
No, I don't drink.
You don't drink? Oh,
No.
okay, so I guess we aren't going to use those then. However, for the children, during fanfare, I put M&Ms,
Oh, cool.
because I didn't
That's
want
cool. Yeah,
anybody
right. Yeah,
saying that we were promoting.
yeah. No,
drinking.
drinking, no.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect for a lot
Yes.
of M&Ms going there.
And my
Especially the
manicures.
plain ones, the peanut ones that take up more room.
True. My manicurist uses it for her nail salon,
Where
where they dip the deals in. I mean,
Okay.
you can use a shot glass
Oh, yeah,
for
for
a
a
lot of
lot of
things. It
things.
doesn't have to be alcohol.
Not at
Okay?
all, not at
So,
all. How about your, I can't wait till you explain no-bake cookies. Tell me about that. I can't wait for this one.
My grandmother taught me how to
Smell
make
'em.
those when I was about, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old.
Explain the
And
recipe for no-bake.
Well, you want actually I wrote a song exactly like the recipe.
out.
No, but I'm going, how could you write a song? No, but
Yeah.
other
Oh,
than
yeah,
you
right.
take 2 cups of sugar, ½ cup of milk, 1 stick of butter, you melt it in the stove, okay, on top of the stove.
Right.
Because you don't put anything in the oven. That's the reason they're called no-bake.
No-bake. Wow.
And you let that come to a rumbling boil. Now, do you guys know what a rumbling boil is?
Well, explain that. term,
Rumbling is when the bubbles
Okay.
finally start all the way over, okay? And after that, you have to time exactly 3 minutes. Now, again, this is the weird way of thinking, but most hit songs are 3 minutes long, right?
Yes, they are.
So I walk around the kitchen going 1001, 1002, 1003, because
That's
I
boring.
don't cost, well,
Sing
it
a
is.
song.
So then you
Sing
sing
a
a
song,
song,
yeah.
and you know how long the song is, if
Yeah.
it's 301 or whatever
Right.
like that.
But they're overdone if it's 301.
You have to smell, that's the reason.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
gotta smell 'em.
you have to get
Yeah.
right down, and if they're burnt, I mean, you can smell immediately. But it's just, you have to learn it.
And will they cool out in their cookies?
You add,
Yeah.
okay? Now,
Yeah.
do you remember the recipe? It's real easy. What did I just say?
1 stick of butter.
1 stick of butter,
What was it?
2 cups sugar,
2 cups of sugar.
½ cup milk,
½ cup milk.
1/4 cup of cocoa,
Cocoa.
Hershey's cocoa.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I left that out first
Oh,
time.
yeah, you didn't
okay?
say Hershey's.
So you gotta do the rumbling boil.
No chocolate
For
chips.
3 minutes, no chocolate chips. You take it off the stove after it boils for 3 minutes. You add a ½ cup of peanut butter. Sometimes I do a cup. I like
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah, yeah,
peanut
yeah,
butter. Then
yeah.
you put in 3 cups of oatmeal, teaspoon of vanilla. That's
Oh,
it.
it all comes
Oops,
in afterwards.
dash of salt.
Right, it all comes in
okay?
afterwards, though.
After
All
it
the
boils.
ingredients.
It's
Wow.
kind of like a praline.
Huh.
Okay?
You're also a model,
I was.
okay?
Yes.
And you're an actress.
Yes.
You were on Dallas? Mm-hmm. What was your...
I was the girl that always jumped in the swimming pool. I was the girl always in the swimsuit, and I played secretary a couple times. And
Sly?
pardon me?
Sly, the secretary?
Secretary? No.
No.
I mean, I was just the,
Oh,
you
oh.
know, it wasn't ever the same part
Oh,
each time.
okay.
I was on about 6 times.
Wow.
And my big speaking part was when I said yes, sir, which coincidentally, I thought about it years later. I didn't even put the 2 together because I have a song called Yes, Sir.
How about that?
So,
What's your website?
JulieIngram.com.
Very good. What's left for Julie Ingram to do? What's her goals in the future?
Well, to hopefully have a hit song.
Okay.
I mean, everything on that list there is all great, and I was actually asked that question one time when this guy looked at me and he says, you know, what's it like to be rich and be this and be that or whatever? And I said, well, it's not a darn bit of good unless you got a hit song.
Right.
So, and I want good music. I'm trying to get some good lyrics and standard music that's going to be around for years to come.
In 50 years from now, what do you want? What would you like to be remembered as, an artist or a songwriter or something else?
I don't know. Songwriter.
Songwriter. That's what everybody
Both?
says to me.
Oh, come on, no, I
They
want
say
both.
songwriter.
Okay.
Most people say songwriter.
My husband asked me if I wanted my watch for the anniversary. And I said, yeah, but I said I need recording money.
There you go.
And then I said, oh, I'll take both.
Take both.
Okay.
Why not? Why not? Hey, thanks for being on
All
the
right.
show. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
very, very much.
Thank you. Great on the show.
Okay.